We're live. There we go.
Just turn the Hamilton down. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Business and Learning live on Facebook and YouTube as well, I believe, right? YouTube? We're on YouTube as well?
I think we are just on Facebook right now.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, welcome everyone who is watching or will be watching later. We're glad that you are here. Tonight's just all about let's chat. Let's talk, we'll answer questions. We'll talk about maybe some mindset stuff. And I'll be drinking wine. So there you go with that.
I'll be drinking my tea with my other cup that's as big as my head. Go big or go home.
Right, absolutely. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. It probably feels like, Groundhog Day. It feels like, well, it's almost the same day over and over and over and over again for a lot of people. So hope you had a wonderful day today and got lots of stuff accomplished, and, you didn't have any arguments with your kids or anybody else for that matter. So.
Or you had arguments with yourself.
Yeah.
Just don't be answering your own questions.
Yeah, definitely not.
Then you need to call a friend.
Or send us a message. We'll be happy.
Yeah.
If you want to come on the live stream, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll send you the link.
And we'll add you in. Okay. So, Alaina, how are you?
I am well. It has been a beautiful day here in Texas. It has been humid. We actually turned our air conditioner on for the first time. I know, I'm just rubbing it all in on you. Beautiful. It was like 85 earlier today. It was so hot, so sticky. Yeah. But it's good. It's good. How about yourself?
Good. Today was a pretty good day. Got lots of stuff done that I needed to get done on the work horizon. So that was good. It was rainy and kind of cold and not sunny, and so yeah, but summer will be here eventually, and then I'll be complaining about how hot it is and how I had to turn the AC on. So yeah.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah. And then I'll be complaining to you that we're dying. Yeah, with your 100% humidity, and mine will be about 80% humidity. But yeah, it's all good. So, let's talk about mindset. All right.
I've been seeing a lot of that. A lot of people are just struggling, and not just business owners or entrepreneurs, but just everybody in general. They're just struggling with having to be at home and to having homeschool their kids and having their entire family with them all the time, that people are just struggling and just having a really hard time. And, it does feel like it's Groundhog Day, like we don't have an end date in sight for, we all kind of know, yes, eventually it will be over and we will go back to some sort of normalcy, but we just don't have any idea when that will be. And I think that's the part, the unknown is the part for so many people that are struggling with that.
Yeah. For sure. We've got a few people joining us now. So if you guys have any questions or whatever, drop them in the comments. I see you, Brooke, and Lob, and Sue was just here. So drop any comments or questions you have. Even if it's just something silly. This is our Ask Us Anything. So right now we're just kind of talking about a little bit about mindset. We do have some questions. Even if it's just something silly, this is our Ask Us Anything. So and Tammy's getting her phone going.
I was going to bring up some music, but apparently I'm not that talented to do that all at the same time.
It's okay. It's evening time. We don't have to be on the ball anymore.
Absolutely.
So just listen. If you have any questions, this is your time to literally ask us anything for the most part. We do draw the lines on some things. But yeah, mindset. I was actually just talking with Dr. Saeed about mindset and how important it is to start your day out right. The first 10 minutes of every day is the most important, and to start it with gratitude and just being super grateful for things around you, people around you. And I loved that. Just waking up every morning and be like, this is awesome. I love it. And then it helps throughout the day, the domino effect of positivity and mindset. So
yeah, it's so key, especially right now, because like I said, we don't have an end date in sight, and even though we, a lot of therapists and mental health providers are saying, this is all right now, this is all within this season, it's not going to last forever. But sometimes it's hard to look down the road, and to just kind of go, okay, how am I going to get through another week of this, or another month of this, or however long it takes. So one of the things that I do is every morning I write in a journal, and I write between 3 and 5 things that I'm grateful for. And they're not big things. It's not like I'm grateful for my family and I'm grateful that my family is healthy or whatever. It's little things. I'm grateful for the walk that I took with my husband the other night, where it was just the two of us and we got to talk about different things. So that's one of the things to kind of make you grateful for the moment. And the other thing is, I try and stay off of social media as much as possible, because there's just, and while information is good, sometimes we just need to detach from all that information and kind of focus on what's going on in your home right now. So are you taking care of yourself? Are you washing your hands? Are you feeling okay? Those kinds of things.
Yeah, some of my things, I do the same thing. I actually do a few more. I find that if I do like 10 to 20 grateful things, it kind of helps me step outside of my own, like, I'm thankful for, because for me, I've got 5 kids and a husband, so I'm like, woohoo, I've got 6 things already every day. So I go a little bit further, and this morning, one of my things was the singing birds. I woke up and you could just, all the birds, were singing. Also, we had sun coming through the cracks of the blinds. And so, like, I could just see the light filtering. So it's like, I'm thankful for that I forgot to close the blinds. So, like, just little things like that, because I had the sun coming in. And just those little different things. And even my husband, he's probably gonna make fun of me on this one. So I've been saving all the snails in our neighborhood, and this morning when I went to get in the van, there was a snail that had made it halfway up our driveway, and so there was like this long slime trail behind it, and I was just like, oh, it looks so pretty. It was like glistening in the sun, and I'm like, here, snail, and I took him and put him by the tree, and my husband yells at me, he's like, do you realize how long it took him to get that point, and then you move them? They're gonna come and attack you someday.
Awesome, though. But that's one of the things, is to find those really small things that you are grateful for, and to focus on the positive and focus on the things that make you happy, like your family or your kids or your husband or your significant other, whomever it may be. But that way you can focus on the happy and focus on the now, and then not worry so much about what's going on outside around us, so yeah.
Yep.
It's all about flipping that switch, and focusing on something than what you would normally do. Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely. So you have a couple of questions that people
I do. So we had a question from Mary in Alabama, in Birmingham. And so she asked, will you ever do a work at home expo ever again? So for those of you that don't know, Business and Learning originally got its start with the Work at Home Expo. It was a 3-day or 2 or 3 day event that we did. Completely online. Speakers, vendors, gifts, all kinds of stuff. And that was 2006, I believe. 2006 or 2007.
It was 2006 because that's when I got my start. Because I got my start with you guys.
That's right. That's right. You did. We go full circle. But yeah, so we did that back then. I don't know if we'll ever do a completely online event, but there has been some discussion about doing an event for Business and Learning at some point. But I don't know if we'll ever do a completely online one, but you never know. It's possible. The other thing, and it's Business and Learning related, they want to know, is the Business and Learning after hours chat returning? Okay, so little backstory on the after hours. Yes. When we had the Work at Home Expo, it would go, I think, until like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. It would go pretty much all day long. And then after all the speakers were done and the official part was over, it was basically the party that when you go to a conference, it's that party at night. And we would have it in an online chat room just like this, not as fancy, but still pretty nice back then. And somebody would play music and everybody would be having a glass of wine and just kind of chilling. And sometimes we talked about business. Most times we didn't. We talked about husbands and spouses and children and you name it. No topic was off the table. No topic. Yep. But because we're live streaming, some topics will be off the table tonight. I don't want to have to explain that later.
Right. And we don't want to get shut down because of things that are said that are inappropriate.
Yes. So, but so to answer that question was from Liz down in Texas. Back out in your kind of neck of the woods, Alaina. So can't guarantee anything, but I don't see any reason why we can't have something from time to time if that's what everybody wants. So if that's what you guys want, shoot us a message or leave a comment on Facebook and let us know. And we can see about scheduling those things for you. Did you get questions too, Alaina?
Yeah, so I have one. This is gonna be a fun one. Ready for it? Okay.
Yes.
You may have to dig deep into your brain for this one. All right. So Lisa in New York wants to know which Pinterest items that you booked years ago are you doing now?
Oh, well, I haven't. Okay. So for me, I haven't done anything lately. But last year, my husband and I decided to do a shiplap wall in our bedroom. And I'll see if I can find a picture and I'll post it somewhere on Facebook, what it looks like. But we did a back wall of our master bedroom. We completely, I say we, it wasn't we, it was him. As I know he's going to correct me.
You were there for motivation and personal
I was like, yay, honey, it looks great. Good job. Awesome. Your regular chip gains. But we did the entire back wall with like barnwood kind of wood effect. And it turned out beautifully. He did a very good job on it. So that was one thing. And then the other thing, I literally just pinned it the other day because our anniversary was last Thursday. And of course we couldn't go out to eat. And one of my favorite places is the Cheesecake Factory. And I won the cheesecake. And so we pinned it and then we made it this past weekend as a family. It was a family project. All 4 of us got involved, the girls too. And so we got to have cheesecake. But have you done something that's pinned a long time ago that you did?
Okay, so
I think you do.
yeah, so mine is not as wonderful as cheesecake. That actually sounds very delicious. So does the wall.
It was.
So I have been trying to do different things with our crock pot. I am all about anything that you can just like dump in a crock pot, walk away, and you come back, you're like, oh, dinner's ready, yay! I slaved over a hot stove all day. So we tried crock pot bread, and
That
let me
sounds
tell
good.
you, it's not. So I didn't have regular bread flour, we had almond flour, and it turned out like a crock pot brick. It was the heaviest loaf of bread you have ever seen, and it was so gross. And my poor 7-year-old, he's like, oh, but if you put lots of butter on it, it's really good. I'm like, you've got like that much butter on it. And then we made almond flour biscuits, and they were even worse. That one, he put like that much jelly on it just to make it palatable. And bless his heart, he was just like, Mommy, these look so good. They were like weapons, like we could like throw them at each other, like dent the wall.
Yeah, that's probably not good during a quarantine situation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I'm just saying. I don't know that from personal experience. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we tried, but we didn't get anywhere.
Yeah. So if anyone has a really good recipe for either one of those things for Alaina, go ahead and please send it to her so that she can get good crockpot bread and biscuits.
And the one it was rated 4.5 stars by thousands of people. So either I did it really, really wrong, or thousands of people have no taste buds. So that was the. I'm going with the latter because I'm just gonna blame it on.
They don't have taste buds.
Yeah, their taste buds that failed them. Yeah, so. All right, so let me see one of the other ones. All right, so this one's a little bit businessy. Would you like to tackle this one?
Sure. Well, yeah, we'll give it a shot. See how it goes.
All right. So Elise from Maryland. She asked. She needs to add an e-commerce to her website. How do I do this?
First of all, good job thinking out of the box a little bit. If you, I'm going to assume you have WordPress. I think the majority of people who have business websites do have WordPress. So if you have WordPress, then you're going to want to use something called WooCommerce. It's, in my opinion, one of the best that are out there. But if you don't have that, or you didn't want to use it, there's lots of other options where you can add an e-commerce platform to your website. It just kind of depends on what you're using. Are you using Wix? Are you using Squarespace? Are you using WordPress? What are you using? And then the other thing is, do you want to be, are you just on Facebook? If you don't actually have a proper website and you're just kind of using Facebook as your website basically, then there's ways to do that. You can use Shopify. That's a really popular one, especially if you don't have a lot of techie background and you don't have the money or whatever to pay someone in order to set that up for you. Shopify is relatively pretty easy to get online, get set up. They have an amazing tech support system there to kind of help you, as well as a number of guides depending on your industry. And you can even add to your inventory. So yeah, that would be my suggestion. Alaina, you got anything?
So depends on can, if you're looking at it like long term, or if you're just like, I need something right now. So Facebook, you can actually add products on Facebook in a Facebook shop as well, where you can just do that and have people pay through there and check out through there. And it also depends on what you're doing. So if you're kind of a crafty person, there's even networks for e-commerce selling, like Etsy is another option if you're just looking for something like that. But I really do recommend that one, you look at what is your website running on right now, and then what is compatible with that. And is it something you want to be able to do, or are you going to hire someone else to do it? And that way, then you know the technical level that you're willing to go. But with WordPress, like WooCommerce is one of the top plugins for WordPress to do that e-commerce, and it's relatively easy, and lots of different plugins. And I like Tammy's suggestion of Shopify. Work with a few clients that use Shopify, and there's so much you can do on it. Actually, I really like Shopify. And then there's a few others like BigCommerce, trying to think, Kangaroo Cart, some different ones. But I like to tell people, go with, you know, what are you comfortable, what is your budget, and what do you have time to do? Like if you're looking to do something and you just don't have a lot of time for learning something, then Shopify may be the best bet, because it's, you know, kind of plug and play. Whereas WooCommerce is going to take a little bit more setup.
Exactly. And a lot of people are making the switch, especially brick and mortar stores where you were used to that traffic coming in, and you may have a website. You may even have, you know, some brick and mortars even have an e-commerce set up already. But if you're one of the ones that don't, you can get into that game. It's just gonna, like Alaina said, it's just gonna depend on a number of factors. So if you have, who was that? Was that Elise that you said? So if Elise, if you're listening, get in touch with us and we can kind of help guide you on which direction that you really should go. If you just provide a little more information for one of us, doesn't matter.
Yeah. And WooCommerce is actually where I got started. Kind of like we were just talking about the after hours and the Business Learning Expo. I never knew about WordPress before. I was actually on a cart, I don't even know if it exists anymore, called Hyena Cart, where I sold cloth diapers.
Gosh.
I know, you remember that? Hyena Cart?
Vaguely.
From so long ago. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm holding up one of those cell phones with the cord that goes to the bag right now, because mentioning Hyena Cart. But I was actually on there, and I was at the very first night of the first day of the expo. Wendy Cooper mentioned to me during the after hours chat, have you ever thought about WordPress and vlogging to talk about the cloth diapers and the stuff you sell? I'm like, no, what's WordPress? So then that night I installed WordPress and created my first blog post, which I'm embarrassed to say it was, hey, this is my first blog post.
But you know,
naive.
But it goes back to the point that everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just, you just have to start. Doesn't matter whether it's during the Work at Home Expo, during the after hours chat, or during the quarantine of 2020. It doesn't matter. You just have to start. So just start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start somewhere and see how it goes and figure it out. Ask people. Google is your friend. If you can't afford to hire someone, you know, a lot of what I learned way back in the day on even how to put on a Work at Home Expo was Google and other browsers, just looking for information, you know, what conference room did we need and what kind of technology was available to us at the time. So yeah, definitely just jump right in.
And my go-to choice is University of YouTube.
Yes. Mhm.
That's how I learned how to code HTML and CSS. That's where I learned what those meant.
Right.
And yeah, that's where I kind of learned some of the different things. So the information's out there. You just have to do, like Tammy said, you just have to take that first step, which sometimes that first step can be the hardest. But
Yes.
I'll tell you what, after I installed it, wrote that first post, and I was at day 2 of the expo, and I sent Wendy a message. I'm like, I installed it, I set it up, and I have my first blog. And she's like, wow, that was fast. I'm like, well, what else are you gonna do at midnight?
Yeah, you only had 2 kids back then, right?
Yeah, I only had 2 kids, so it was so yeah, and one of them was very little. So yeah, for sure. So there's another question, and we were talking about mindset, and we've talked about quarantine of 2020. So this one is interesting. I think we can go different ways with it too. Kelly, I think she's in Colorado. She said, I'm filled with anxiety and so depressed about COVID, the future, etc. Any tips?
First of all, take a deep breath. Just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Like I said, I mean, for me, and I've lived with anxiety for years, but for me, it's focusing on the good, focusing on the happy, the things that I'm truly grateful for, and remembering this is right now. This will not last forever. Nothing ever does. Everything changes constantly. And we'll get through it. Now, will our world look differently once we get through it? Yeah, but that's okay. But right now, you need to remember this is just right now. I'm quarantined in my house right now. I have to homeschool my kids right now. I can't go out to eat on my birthday or my anniversary right now. So just kind of think of it in those terms, and stay off of social media, y'all. I mean, seriously. I spent years doing social media marketing. I'm a social media person. I love it. But if you are anxious, if you're depressed, I guarantee that a lot of it is being driven by being on social media, watching news, and just constantly looking for new information. So just back away from it, put it down, turn it off, delete the apps if you have to, whatever you need to do, and just kind of focus on what are the things that are going to make you happy rather than what's going to bring you down.
Yeah, I've been doing a number of these different things myself. I have removed email from my phone, because if you're like everyone else, you've got a bazillion emails about it as well. So I removed email from my phone. I removed Facebook and Messenger from my phone, because I know for me it was a trigger. And one thing that I've learned is that if you look for it, you will find it. So if you are looking for the doom and gloom, you are going to find it. So instead, I practice 2 different things. One, I surround myself with positive people. I have different groups going on Marco Polo, where one, I get to visually see people, which is really nice to see other people's faces. I get to see Tammy as she's walking through the clinic all the time.
Yeah.
So, so I get to
trying to stay COVID free.
Yeah. So I get to connect with different people, and we all have clear intentions. We're very mindful of the sensitivity around the topic. So we are there to support each other. So in one of the groups, every day we share 6 things that we're grateful for. So we've got 5 different people sharing 6 things that we're grateful for. There's no way reading all those, you can't have a smile on your face, and that you can't have happiness and peace for even those few minutes of reading it, which is very, very helpful. The other thing that I do is I practice the 8 steps self-loving antidote for your shiitake mushrooms moments. The title is something else, but I will say shiitake mushrooms. This is from my self-love coach, Tracy Lee, and you can find it on her self-love blog, and we'll post the link to it, but it's tracylee.love. And this 8 steps has really, really, really helped me with the depression, the stress, the anxiety, and I honestly have to say it has made me a whole new person. So really briefly, just what those steps are. 1, notice. So notice when you're like, oh, shiitake mushrooms, the world is falling apart and it's falling down on me. Notice when you have it. Number 2 is you stop. You don't do anything. You just literally physically stop, which sometimes can be the hardest because our minds are spinning. And for me, I'm just like, this is bad, this is bad. This, I have this internal dialogue in my head and just stop. I breathe. So that's the next thing, is just breathing. Sometimes when we get into that cycle and that depressive anxiety state, a lot of times we're not even breathing. And how can our brain function if we have no oxygen? Right. So, just breathing 6 seconds in through the nose and 12 seconds out through the mouth. And you do that a few times. If you have to do that 5 times, 10 times, whatever, just breathe. Number 4 is you check. You make sure you're not actually in danger. Is there Jason with a knife going, Right. Probably not. For right now, if I was having an shiitake moment right now, it's like, okay, I'm here talking with Tammy. I'm in my office. I have a roof over my head that's not collapsing. I have electricity. Like, I'm good. I'm not in danger. Number 5 is soothe. So soothe yourself, get grounded. Basically it's taking you out of that moment. So for me, it is going outside, even if it's just for a moment, just going outside, letting the wind touch my face, the sun warm my skin, listen to the birds, or maybe it's going and giving my kids a hug, or maybe it's like doing jumping jacks or coloring or making myself a cup of tea, whatever it is, do something. And then 6 and 7 are just being curious without judgment on yourself. Like, how come that triggered me? How come that, made me freak out? And just think about it. And then number 7 is rewriting it. So you're basically training your brain to say, this belief no longer serves me, and a more loving belief is. So you can go from one side to the other. And 8 is just practicing the whole cycle over and over and over. Every time you notice something, just going through the steps. And for me, it's really, really helped with that anxiety. And I have been one of the people that when something happens, my brain goes worst case scenario, like just absolute worst case scenario. Right, yeah. So that's really, really helped me. So hopefully, Kelly, that will help you. And if anyone has any other ideas, we'd love to hear what is helping you.
Yeah. The only thing I would like to add to that is move your body. Don't sit on the sofa and watch Netflix from 8 o'clock in the morning until whenever you go to bed at night. Move your body. Get outside and take a walk. Of course, physical distance is important. I'm not saying you and a bunch of your girlfriends all get together and do this, or just take a walk around your block. Go outside, enjoy the fresh air. Go on a run if that's what you're inclined to do and you live in a place where there's nice weather. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. If you don't have a workout, go on YouTube. There's tons of them for free. You could do a 30-minute walking video. So if you've never worked out before, no big deal. You put that on, boom, done. 30 minutes, you get your workout in, and I guarantee you will feel better. Every time I feel really stressed and really anxious, or I'm starting to feel depressed because of something that has happened, I do like a 30-minute or at least a 15-minute kind of activity. It could be just dancing to Beyonce in your bedroom or whomever. Just have that physical exercise and move your body, and I guarantee your thinking is going to change and you'll feel better. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could actually go for a walk with your friends if you like have Zoom or something on your phone.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
you can bring it up and like you could be walking, be like, okay, where are you walking to? So you can make it happen, I guess.
Absolutely. So one of the other questions that I just got, and I thought this was interesting because I know a lot of podcasters do this on their shows. What podcasts are you listening to?
What podcasts am I listening to? Oh my goodness. I have so many of them. Lately I've been listening to the Hollises. I mean, hello, which I know you do too. And the other one is, I always forget the titles of them. I know who records them, but it's Mindset. And I really like Dorsey Ilson. She has a Do Good show, and it's all about people who are doing good in the world. So it's like, if you want like an overload of just total love and awesomeness, her Do Good show is amazing. And I love that. What about you?
So mine are, well, I listen to, of course, Rachel Hollis and Dave Hollis. I love their podcast, but I also love their Rise Together podcast. Great content. Of course, Gary Vaynerchuk. Allie Burlington has got a really great one. And also the Storytellers Live podcast. Full disclosure, I do edit for them, but I listen to it while I edit for them. But the stories that they have on there are just absolutely amazing. So you definitely want to go over there and check Storytellers Live.
Yep. And I just brought up my cast box. So The Productive Woman is a really good one. It's a lot of mindset. The Productivity Show, and meditation minis. So it's like a lot of like little short meditations. Also, the Ultimate Health Podcast. Lately I've been into a lot of health stuff. And let's see here, which one are the other ones? Oh, How I Built This. I Built This.
Yeah. Love it.
I know you listened to that one too.
Love it.
Let's see here. I have so many. It's kind of funny. And I'll admit I don't listen to them all, and there's sometimes where I just get into a mode where I just start listening to them. Alex Sharfin, his podcast
Definitely.
as well. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I love Alex. And and Full Focus, Michael Hyatt, and Megan, So I don't think there's ever an hour during the day while I'm working that I'm not listening to.
Yeah,
something.
there's so many really great podcasts out there, and this, it's kind of a time to find something new that maybe you haven't done. Or that you haven't listened to before, that you can, look and see, hey, what else is out there? Maybe you might discover you like true crime. There may be a true crime podcast out there for you to listen to. So, because there's so many great podcasts out there. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. That's the joy in life.
That's Tammy. That's okay.
That usually happens in every meeting. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's okay. So we are getting close to the bottom of the hour here. So if anyone has any other questions or whatever, just drop it in the comments. And if we don't answer now, we can answer your comment in the comment thread as a comment. It is late, guys.
It also, is. Oh, wait, I just got a text.
Okay.
From someone, a former client of mine. She's asking me about my t-shirt. So let me explain about my t-shirt. Okay.
Oh yeah, Bravo Tango.
Bravo Tango.
You may have to like stand up so you can see it a little bit better.
Okay, so Bravo Tango. There you go. Okay. was a t-shirt company that I co-owned with my friend Becky Litton. Now it's Bravo Tango is no more. She can't get this shirt anymore. I might have one around the house that I could give away to someone if they really, really want it. But Becky is still she does mugs and cups and t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. So go over to her site, modernrosie.com. You can she's a fabulous artist. She did all the art for any of the Bravo Tango t-shirts. Basically, they were geared toward military families, military spouses, and military kids as well. But yeah, she's still doing all that stuff. She's an amazing artist. So go ahead and check her out. She's a solo entrepreneur herself, living in Hawaii. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my shirt.
Yes.
Sorry, you can't buy it.
I don't have a cool shirt. Sorry about that. I just have glasses.
We'll get you one.
Yeah, we'll need one. Which is awesome. So everyone who's watching, just letting you know that every Wednesday we're going to be going live. It may be just Tammy and myself, and we do have a lot of guests coming up, which is going to be really awesome. So you have to stay tuned for that. We will post it before so that you know that it's coming, so you can get the kids to bed, get the husband to bed, so you can have your time, or you and the husband can watch together, or the husband can watch. Anyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. Whoever. You don't have to be in business. You don't. We just have fun here. So, all right. So Tammy, I've got another question for you. This one did not come from anyone. This is my question.
Oh geez, I'm scared. Okay,
what are you watching on Netflix right now?
Well, I haven't really. We have something called Plex, where we can download movies and do different things with that. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of rewatching Big Bang Theory.
Love me some Sheldon.
My husband's kind of like a Leonard, almost. Not quite Leonard, but almost Leonard. And I'm gonna pay for this later. Anyway, so I've been watching that, and I'm a Hallmark girl. I admitted it live. I love Hallmark, and so
Aurora Teagarden.
Aurora Teagarden, and I also love When Calls the Heart. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a throwback to it reminds me of Little House on the Prairie. It's kind of got that same feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those are kind of. I haven't watched Tiger King yet.
Neither.
We were just talking about that at dinner tonight, and I just don't know. So, what are you watching on Netflix, Alaina?
So I actually don't watch that much, but my husband. It's kind of funny. I started watching from the beginning the series Chuck, and my husband is now addicted to it. So now he's watching it.
It's a good show.
Every night. We watched. We signed up for Pure Flix the other day, and we watched Finding Normal. Super corny with Candace Cameron. She meets a guy. 3 days later, they're in love and they want to get married. That totally happens. And then we watched Love Kennedy, which is based on a true story of a little girl who loses her sight. She loses her cognitive abilities, but she had such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful heart, and all the people that she touched. I was doing major ugly cry. And that's when my husband's like, we need to watch something funny now. Let's watch Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah. I try not to watch things that are going to make me cry because I mean, people that know me, I cry at Folgers commercials, when the kid comes home from college and he surprises the parents and the little sister's so happy to see him, and, or soldiers coming home from deployment. So my goal at some point this year is to watch This Is Us and a million little things. Now, everybody tells me I'm going to cry within the first 5 minutes. So we'll see if I actually able to do this, but that's my plan, is to
be able to watch it.
To be able to watch it, make it through, and not be dehydrated at the end.
Yeah, I need some new things. Like sometimes while I'm working, I like to have like something playing in the background. So I need some good ideas. So you guys, if you have some things that you guys are watching that you really like, especially series, post them in the comments. Let us know, so that way Tammy and I have something to do when we're not doing all the other things.
Yes. Not that I have a lot of extra time, but yeah. And the other thing, if you would like to be on the show, you do not have to own a business. You want to come on the show and chat with us, we're more than happy to have you. Just get in touch with us. You can either email me at tammy@businessandlearning.com or Alaina at businessandlearning.com, and we'll get you scheduled on the show. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yep, and we are willing to do website hot seats as well. So if you would like your website reviewed, we can.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. We're really friendly. We don't bite. But if you want to have,
not hard. Not hard.
So if you want to have your offer, something, an element of your business or even your website reviewed, we're happy to do a hot seat panel and just kind of go over it, give you feedback. And those are things that we don't necessarily have to do live. If you'd like for it to be private, we're happy to do that as well. But if you're open for it, it will actually help others, because for every one person that asks, there's a bazillion other people. They're like, no, I'm not going to. So you would be helping out other people. So we are happy to do that as well.
Sure, absolutely. So just to kind of wrap up really quick here, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, or if you're watching this later, thank you so much for watching. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys, and we will see you on the interwebs.
Bye.